Good morning, TFR.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, well, good morning, TFR. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Ironorx. My name is Josh Corey, and I am joined this morning by two very good friends and co-hosts right here. Starting off with one Mr. Zachary Zabala. You may know him as Good Times for All. Over on YouTube, Zach, how was your weekend, sir?
Hey Josh, hey Walt, hey everybody out there in TFR land. It's Friday, so the weekend is coming up, Josh. I had a good week.
Holy Jesus, it is.
It's
That's what you get when
Friday.
you have a week
You
off
need to
work.
get
You
back
just
to
forget
work.
what day it is. It don't matter. It doesn't even matter what day it is. I don't give a shit. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, not bad. Got the gardens at least dug out. I did the Holocaust on the grass. It's just so draining. It's weird. It's not like I physically did so much, but when I get done doing it, just 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours of it, my body is just so drained. I don't know if it's emotionally drained or what, but it's weird. But it's done. I'm done killing plants.
Done
Finally.
with a mass herbicide, huh?
Yeah, all that's the negative part is over with. All the good vibes are left there. The magnetic field has been fluxed or whatever you want to say. So yeah, the plant should be doing real good. It's going to take some work. I don't know how people grow stuff in this red clay. It's just crazy.
It is crazy. Again, I think it speaks to the amount of work and effort it took just to eke out a living, eke out an existence, and to be able to sustain yourself on the field and just everything in life. I think it really does speak to just how hard of work it really is. And I suppose why so many people are drawn to the ease and convenience of working a basic 9 to 5 to get somebody else to give you money for you then to go pay for the stuff that you need that would have been a lot more trouble just to grow it yourself, fix it yourself, make it yourself, whatever it is.
Yeah, but you know where it comes from when you do it yourself.
That's right.
You know who's touched it. You know what chemicals have been used on it. You know if it's actually even a real plant and not genetically engineered to have, spider genes in it and all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I know there's another guy out there, though.
There is another guy out there hiding in the wings. One Mr. Walter Johnson. You may know him as Flat Earth Head over on YouTube's. Okay, Walt, how has your week been, seeing how it's Friday?
No, I don't get a weekend. Thanks, Josh. Thanks,
Nope,
bro.
right by it. None for you. No weekend for
Good
you.
morning. Good morning, everyone. I see how your week's going, Josh. And I hear how yours is going, Zach. Good morning, everybody out there. I see you guys in chat. I'm just now getting in, so I haven't typed a single sentence yet. But we'll get there. We will get there. It is Friday, my dudes. Big day ahead, big day behind. We've had a kind of crazy week. We met up a few different times and just an interesting week. Got some things accomplished. We'll discuss that soon. The man behind most of the accomplishing, well, a good portion of it, because it has been a group effort, definitely, but without a doubt, the man who's been pushing it because he's had a little extra time off. How are you this fine week when you think it's the weekend, Josh?
Doing really well. I'm actually going to go this morning, here in just a few hours, 4 or 5 hours, and go pick up that last W-2 that I don't need anymore.
Nice.
Now it's just a principle. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave it there. I spent 3 weeks trying to get the bastard. I'm going to go get it. Still no word. Don't think we'll be signing on the house today, just because there was really no word yesterday. The internet will be turned on Sunday. So even if we move on Monday, if we sign and get stuff in there, if I can get the studio set up on Monday night, I should be good to go for Tuesday. At the very least, I'll have to rebroadcast the last show here out of the basement studio. Well, this basement studio, before I reset it back up. So excited to be getting out of here. Excited to be setting up in the new studio with the new house. Let's see what else. Not too much.
Does your studio have a view?
This one actually could. It depends on where I put it in the basement. It's a walkout, so it's got a couple of windows and the big door, so I can actually see out into the backyard and be able to identify when the sun's coming back around. If it comes back around. So yeah, there's lots of potential there.
Awesome.
Because I might not even put it in the
Deserve
basement.
it, man.
There's actually a third bedroom upstairs that I think if we organize it properly, Dixie could use it for her office for when she works from home, and I could use it from the studio since there's very little overlap there. Trouble is, I like to smoke cigarettes when I'm down in the studio, which would make the basement preferable. And I can just vent smoke out one of those windows.
You'll get it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Man, you've been you guys deserve this.
That's right. I've got all the time and space to figure out where to put it. I'm not confined to a little area surrounded by other people's things. So that'll be really good. I am still waking up.
Hey, I can put this wherever the fuck I want.
Wherever the fuck I want. So apparently there was some voting going on all day on Tuesday.
Are they done yet? I mean, good Lord.
Well, I think the voting is done. I just don't think the counting is done.
Aren't you supposed to notify or at least see a doctor if your election lasts more than 4 hours?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the show. I don't know if it happened before. I mean, even when the Bush Gore thing happened in, what was that, 08? 04? Something like that? 04? Yeah, 04. They still said Bush was president that night or the next day. And then they all did their harumph, 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 the voter fraud in Florida, harumph, harumph, harumph. But they still said George Bush was president. They didn't drag it out for like a week. I've never seen this before. I was thinking they're going to say like somebody won, you know, either Biden or Trump, and then do like a flip-flop the next day or a couple days later. I think that might piss off some people.
It would. And I think that's probably a wise thing. Yeah, wise is probably too generous. It's probably a smart thing that they're not just announcing a winner. I mean, that's really one of those ways that it really would inflame people. So it's probably a little bit better that they're going to hold off and wait until they actually get some honest and sincere results before they start saying who it is that won, just to avoid any riots and brick throwing. Who knows? I've seen a few cities with pallets of bricks out on the streets again. And that was on Monday, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah, I
with
don't know. If
Daz. I give 0 squirts of urine. Who won?
yeah.
0 squirts. But hello, everybody in chat. Everybody on Twitch, which I think might be Daz as well. But everybody there on YouTube and who may or may not be in the TFR chat. I've logged in. I've just not made it over there myself either.
Oh, and Liz in chat, did I put $1 in the jar? Because I used the W word in my last video, but I used it as a verb, Liz. I was weeding the garden. Yeah, I don't like that either, though. You're right. I shouldn't say that word, even as a verb.
Thinning, I think maybe. Thinning the garden.
Thinning the garden. That's a good one.
Weeding implies they were weeds to begin with.
Yeah, I need to get a jar, and I'm going to put $1 in the jar for every time I say that word. That's my swear word.
We are waking up back in chat this morning. Well, this morning for us.
So I was going through a little bit of NASA stuff, and they're showing new pictures of Mars, right?
Sure. Okay.
And they decided to call it a pancake-shaped rock in the title. And you look at the rock, and it looks nothing like a pancake. Then they go on later to say that it is a misshapen pancake that you mess up on. Well, couldn't that be any shape?
Like a T-bone?
Yeah, I mean, come on. And then they said, oh, and look at this. We found a rock shaped like a Phillips drill bit head. So they accidentally took a picture of a Phillips screwdriver head, the drill bit tip. And now they're making up things like, hey, that thing isn't really a drill bit. It just really, 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 really looks like one. It's perfectly shapen like one, but there's no drill bits up on Mars. Come on.
Don't be silly. How could there be?
If an island, the little lemming probably took it and dropped it there right before they took the picture.
Probably rummaging through the trash of a mechanic, you see. Accidentally swallowed the drill bit. Made it to Mars somehow. Had a cup of coffee and a cigarette. Out comes the drill bit.
So yeah, people are still rummaging through NASA photos and still finding man-made objects on Mars. At least it wasn't an animal this time.
But what are you going to do even if they do find animals and drill bits and saw blades up there on Mars?
We got to get there quicker then.
There's no law. How are you going to prosecute? Elon Musk has already said they're not going to allow for any of this earthly laws up there on Mars. What a world.
So they're just going to like have a coup on Devon Island and
that's it.
Take over the government there? I don't understand.
No, they're on Mars, Walt.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. I don't have. Yeah, I was still sleeping in that state of reality, I guess, and I'm got to get back to this fake shit. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready.
I'm still waiting on the two guys going around the moon. What was that, 2016? They said all this was going to take place, and then they put it off to 2017, 6 months later, and then they just quit talking about it.
They've got to build their space gate first, and then they're going to dangle some kind of, wait, is it a space elevator that they're dangling from the moon down here? Okay, wait, I mix up the show. I got to get them right. I don't know which one I'm watching sometimes. Oh my goodness.
So I do have some good news.
Oh, good.
Well, good news for our patrons over there on Patreon. I did post up the very first of our behind-the-scenes videos, or the first half. The first half of the behind-the-scene videos is a two-parter from when we had Chris Van Matreon and we had Crow, 777, and Jason Lindgren on as well. And it was a really good conversation between Crow and Chris. So the first half, the first video, it's about an hour and 9 minutes, is basically just Chris. It was us getting in there talking to Chris, and we realized that, holy geez, what we need to do is get Crow in on this, because the stuff Chris is doing is absolutely amazing. So the first hour is just us talking to Chris, and once we realize we should get Crow in, Walt jumps to it and saves the day and gets a hold of Jason, who gets a hold of Rose, who gets a hold of Chris, or gets a hold of Crow, and they all come in. Well, Crow and Jason come in, and that's how I end that first video. So the second video of Crow and Chris and Jason talking about the sun and how they shoot it and the different possibilities and all these other it's just an awesome conversation. Apparently I bailed out partway through because I noticed at the end I wasn't there anymore. So a lot of this I'd missed the first time through. So it was really nice listening to it. But the second video is edited. It has been passed on to Crow and Rose for their perusal to make sure that there's nothing in there that they don't want. And we've got the link up for Zach to pass on to Chris, for him to do the same. And once we get the okay, I will go ahead and, well, I may not do it till December, just because that'll give me a chance to hopefully get a few other things edited and start getting things in the can, and you won't have to do this video at a time. I'll be able to stay a few ahead. But we'll call November, the first video in November, up and posted over on Patreon for those patrons that would like to go view it. And then here in a little bit, I will post it to the other Iron Scouts that aren't actually on Patreon, just because I don't think they should be. If it were up to me, Patreon would have a free tier where they could come in and get things from Patreon without actually having to pay. If I could do an Iron Scout tier of absolutely free, I would do that. But as it is, it's $1 a month was the lowest I could possibly go. If you wanted to actually sign up on Patreon and become a patron for as little as $1 a month, you would have access to these videos as well. And then as patrons build, we'll go ahead and try to organize it and make things a little more tier-based. But until then, we're just kind of putting things out there, regardless of your amount of patronage. You can view these videos. Walt and I are working on stickers, actually, in the background as well. We are working on things trying to incentivize people to sign up over there on Patreon. But I did get some editing done, and I'll be damned if that's not good news. Liz says they've got to pay the VAT on Patreon in the UK. That is ridiculous.
Indeed, without a doubt.
We got to get Baldini a link.
I was fixing to address that. Thank you, Zach, for sure. For those of you who don't know, friend of the community, Mac, Flat Earth Fokker, is currently incarcerated due to his being an awake individual who doesn't follow the party line, apparently. I'm sure they'll say there's more to it than that. But if you haven't been keeping up with his channel, definitely there's been a lot going on. Now, I would say go check out his channel to see it all, but when I went there yesterday, most of the videos pertaining to it were no longer there. So Mojo Shop says he's out now, because when I checked in yesterday, it was still a lot going on. We're going to get that link over to you here in a second, Baldini. Hang on, I'm working on it. Somebody talk. Or have you got it, Josh?
Which link am I looking for?
Just a link to Baldini. I'm assuming he wants to hop on. Is that the plan?
That sounds good to me.
Kind of a catch up on what's going on, because he's definitely been the man behind this. Shout out to Baldini. Getting information out there. The whole channel yesterday, the whole show yesterday was all about it over there with Rose and the crew and Brian and Voynich, and just everybody was in it. Cool. Mojo Shop says Mac was in Brian's chat apparently last night. So good deal. I had to go to bed a bit early for this show, so I missed a lot. But we'll definitely give you guys some catch up here in a second.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still going to need a little bit of help with all the
legal fees.
Yeah, all that kind of nonsense. But hey, this is, it's what do they say in China? What is it? You look at it as an opportunity as well. Every crisis is also an opportunity. We set from our side that we support people who stand up for our rights like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there has to be a voice behind him saying, yes, we agree with this. And yeah, people need it. Even if you've never made a video, just make a video saying how you don't agree with this. He needs backing. He just needs emotional support, if not monetarily at least. Just and it's not so much for Mac. Mac's a tough guy, you know. He doesn't need anybody's approval to do anything. That's Mac. It's one reason, you know, I love him so much. But other people need to see him being backed, you know, the lemmings, the sheep. They need to see that it's okay to support people doing this.
All right, I think I've managed in my fumbling way to get Baldini in here with us.
Oh, did you?
have?
Oh,
I did it. Welcome.
You made it.
Good morning. How are you, friend?
You know, it's the middle of the night here. It's the wee small hours in Seattle. But I saw that you guys went live, and I thought I would jump in and let you know that finally the crowdfunding page went live after they said it would be about 2 hours, and it was more like 12 hours before they finally got it up. But yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, if you've been under a rock, but it's been a rapidly developing situation. Mac Parhar, Flat Earth Walker, he was accosted and arraigned and taken in. I guess on the 2nd. So that'd be just 4 days ago, by the authorities there in Vancouver area, BC, for refusing to comply with the self-quarantine on coming back from Flattoberfest. And so he is facing a wide, they gave him 3 charges for 3 days that he didn't do that. So each one carries its own penalty. And up to 6 months in jail and $300,000 fine. And if they if they try to imply that he harmed anyone, it could be up to a year in jail and $1 million fine. So that's a pretty stiff penalty. There were a number of hit pieces that came out in the Canadian press, of course. Mocking his views. Of course, they called him a notorious conspiracy theorist because he had his hot yoga studio and he kept it open. And they said he was, of course, making spurious claims about the beer bug and other things, and of course mocked him for going to the Flat Earth Conference. So yeah, it was really pretty sad to see the police department that took him in made a post on Facebook, and a large number of comments were pretty ugly. Pretty sad to see people saying, yeah, good, get him, stick those idiots, stick them in jail. It's pretty remarkable how easily people comply with deception. But anyway, I just wanted to check in this morning and say that that site has now gone live. I dropped the link in the in our call chat.
And I've dropped it already in the chat.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay, cool.
Live on YouTube. I'll drop it here on TFR as well, and we'll have it in the show description for you guys.
Awesome.
I've also dropped one of the newspaper articles just so you can see idiocy if you would like to. And
if you go to that link for the page there at what is it? It's not GoFundMe. It's Go Get Funded. We avoided GoFundMe for reasons. But yeah,
go fund yourself.
Exactly. Go fund yourself. Exactly. But there are links to 3 articles there as well. They're all pretty similar. They're all hit pieces, of course. But yeah, there was, as you mentioned, Brian had a stream last night. In fact, he did 2. One yesterday, joined briefly for that to say I was going to set this up. And then one last night with Karen B. and Ceiling Fan Man. And so as Mojo mentioned, somebody came in that had his handle, but we did not confirm that it was him for sure, because it seemed unlikely that he could have been out. His wife had gone to get him yesterday afternoon and apparently just missed the cutoff. They closed at 4:00. And she was unaware of that, and so she got there at like 4:30. So unfortunately, it seems that she was unable to get him. Now, we would love for that to be true, because in the context of the moment, Ceiling Fan Man, as you know, if you knew him, he is, he is, as am I. We both are big fans of Dad, our creator, and he's a follower of the way as well. So he just asked if I wouldn't put up a petition for him before Dad right there live. And I said, sure. And then, of course, within a minute, we got that note said, Max said, I'm out. I'm really tired. I'll call you tomorrow. That's awesome. And so it seemed like a miraculous moment there, which very cool, of course, but we were unable to confirm it was him. And so we're holding our breath to see if that's actually true or if somebody was just trolling. I hate to see that. Pardon?
I said, thanks, YouTube, not letting us check who's actually there in our chats talking and all that good stuff.
Yeah, they don't. I don't know why they did that.
We're about to hit the break. We got about 20 seconds till we hit the break. Is there any chance you can give us like 5 or 10 more minutes? I just got a couple questions on the other side. I would really appreciate it.
I got a cup of coffee, so I'm ready.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, this is the Ironworks. We shall be right back after these brief messages, and I'm going to try to see if I can't work some music out.
From the dawn of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves.
Break clear of the fear.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworks because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworks with Josh, Walt, and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworks with Josh, Walt, and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworks on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworks with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning.
It's Friday, my dudes.
It is Friday, my dudes. Welcome back to the Ironworks. We are joined this morning by the great Baldini, who's just catching us up on Mac Parhar's arrest and subsequent release.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we hope that he is out. That would be great news. If not, we expect that he will be released today. So, unconfirmed reports that he got out last night, but it's hard to confirm that. So, we're going to hold our breath until we see the whites of his eyes.
I will show now that I've been under a rock or under a globe, I guess. You also dropped a PayPal related to Free Sue too for Sue Finnelli.
Yeah,
what did I miss there?
Okay, so Sue, a few people knew we weren't making a big splash about it because it's kind of a private situation. But I did talk to her last night. And because of the way things developed, she said she gave me permission to talk a little bit about it. So, anybody who went to the Flattoberfest, or even if you have been around any of these chats, Sue Finnelli. She is freaking awesome.
Right, she's great, amazing. That's why I didn't know anything happened.
Yeah, we love Sue. She has not yet made it home from Flattoberfest, and for reasons. If you know Sue, you know that her family is the wool-wearing type, and apparently they have gone just nuts over this whole beer bug thing. And so they were super concerned. While her husband did encourage her to go, I don't know whether that was just to get her out of the house so she'd shut up or whatever, but he did encourage her to go to the event. She did. She stayed longer, got to hang out with a bunch of people and had a terrific time. Unfortunately, he also demanded that in returning that she either quarantine for 14 days or get tested. And she was not about to get tested. So she had been staying with some friends. She initially used up hotel points to stay at a hotel for as long as she could. That ended on Tuesday. Then she stayed with a friend, actually just like another local community member that she had not previously met, but it is a very tiny apartment. She's really just couch surfing. And so she needed until Tuesday that they wouldn't let her come home without getting tested until the full 14 days, until Tuesday. So yesterday I just said, just find what you can. Let's see what we can come up with on Priceline or something like that, like an extended stay in America or something like that. Anyway, so we found something for about $250. And I said, just book it, right? So I'll cover it if I don't have a lot of money, but I said, we'll cover it, and then I'll just ask. I'm sure people will donate, and they have already. So we're about halfway there, I guess. But you can donate to that if you like. Again, either way, she's going to be covered. I'm not going to let her hang out there like that. So this is just again. My whole, I don't know, what I try to do in this community is just help build community, right? I'm not out there on the leading edge like Mac or anybody doing flat smacking. It's just not my thing. I don't find it very effective for me because I get really frustrated with people when their eyes glaze over. I just can't do it, man. I can't. I mean, God bless the people who can, right? I just don't have the patience.
Bowl of pudding.
I've actually said, Zach, that whenever I've talked to some of these people, I'm like, I think I've eaten bowls of oatmeal that are more astute than you are. So yeah, I'm sure I've taken dumps that are smarter,
more interesting.
And I flushed them, so I don't know. Anyway, without being too icky. Anyway, I can't do it. I cannot engage like that. And again, my observation is that people come when they're ready, right? But some people do have to be woken up a little bit, or at least give them the opportunity to think about it. So I salute those who do and who have the temerity and the fortitude, to do that. There's been people like, Jeranism and ODD TV and Bob Nodell and these guys and you guys who have been doing this for a long time, and they put up with all kinds of opprobrium and nonsense from people. And again, Mac is one of those. And so, as I said last night, right? Like, I may not agree with all of his tactics. I might have done it differently, but man, he's family and he's one of us, and we do not let our soldiers die on the battlefield. We're going to go out and get them. So
exactly. I heard you say that yesterday over there on the channel with Rose and them, and it was like, yeah, dude, the rallying cry for sure. We need to hear.
Yeah, we send to the cavalry, right? We don't just leave them there. So, as I said, on Brian's stream last night, if anybody is doing their best to speak the truth, I may not agree with them. I don't know anybody that I fully agree with. But if you're about the truth and you're willing to speak it and stand up for it, you're on my team. And I'm going to support you. So I'm going to support Mac, and I'm going to support Sue, and anybody who is standing behind for what they believe and standing. Again, it's been said. I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And that is, to me, probably one of the biggest things about Mac's situation is that, insofar as we're aware, this is one of the first cases. It's like a test case in Canada for the Quarantine Act. 2005, and they have amended it a couple of times, but this is certainly a test of whether they can legally do this. And I don't expect much, frankly. I know that I don't trust the court system. I don't believe that there's any magic words that we can say to get out of it, or that they go, oh, you did the right magic combination of words, and okay, we bow to you. I just don't buy it. They've proven themselves to be faithless. But I also agree that knowing about the straw man fictional, corporate dead entity, these are good things to know, because you understand where you are, right? And you can take your own personal sovereignty back. I just don't know how far that goes with them. But this appears to be a test case, and so for me, the idea of getting him some legal assistance or supporting him in any way, because from my perspective, once we hand the money off to him, it is to do with what he wants. I don't care if he, buys I don't care if he buys a bag of weed and a blunt, some liquor to get over it. I don't care. It's his money, right? He could do with what he thinks. So that's the nature of a gift to me, right? You give it, and then there's no strings attached. It's not, this is for this, right? That's control. So I don't do that. But I'm 100% behind Mac, and I hope other people will be as well, to support his efforts. I know a couple of people, like, Don had said, well, I hope he's a good boy and doesn't get any further trouble. I'm like, I hope he doesn't get any trouble either. But I don't care if he comes out and says, gives him the middle finger and says, let's do it again. Come on. Go, Mac. I mean, you do you, right? He's got to do it the way he needs to do it.
Well, I was in the other room. You had called over there with Brian and them, and then I had to do some things, but I could hear the show still going on. And I don't know who it was that called in that long after you, but they were talking about this being a chance for a splash, if you will, in the news.
Opportunity. I agree.
Being, not only is it a test case, I think, for the beer bug, but I think it also could be a test case for, let's round up those conspiracy nuts, see what they can do now. So, yeah, it's kind of scary on many levels. So I think we shouldn't just say, okay, here, Mac, you got some money and you're out, everybody relax. I think we need to pay attention to this one. I really do, even though it's in Canada and not in our country here in the States or wherever you're listening to us from.
Yep.
It's definitely, I think, a test case on more levels than just the beer bug one.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I mean, from my perspective, that's going to be up to Mac whether he wants to pursue this or go dodge the bullet, right? I mean, that's entirely up to him. I'm not going to ask him to do something that he's not willing to do and take risks that he's unwilling to take. But I certainly think that in terms of the opportunity, I agree that this is, we should take a look at perhaps, I mean, again, with his permission and his consent, take a look at contacting other forms of media, at least those who are somewhat open-minded. I don't think we're going to have a big shot of the mainstream media, but the more we can get the word out about what they're doing to him, and this is something that was put into the legal fund there on that crowdfunding link, is that anyone who supports the idea of freedom of speech and that we should have the ability to consider things the way we want to in a free and open society, that anything other than that is repulsive, and you should support this whether or not you believe whatever you believe about the nature of the earth.
Absolutely.
whatever you believe about the beer bug, irrespective of any of that. If you believe that people should have the right to speak up and say their truth, and speak truth the way they see it. See, I'm not a big fan of speak your truth, because I identify as an invisible three-toed gnome, and it's hate speech. If you say you can see me, that is nonsense. That's a delusion. All right. So, not.
Oh, I love it.
But if you are committed to the principles of freedom of speech and thought and truth, right? The freedom of speech is not to say comfortable things; it's to say uncomfortable things, right? That's why we have it. And so, if you support those ideas, whatever your philosophy about the nature of this place that we live in, the idea that we are, free beings with the right to choose our own destiny, you should support Mac. That's my thing. Again, I'm not going to beat up anybody who has different thoughts, because that's not how I do. But this is I strongly encourage people to stand up and share this idea and share their story with people who do believe in those principles. Again, whatever they think about the shape of the earth or any of that. Mac is a well-spoken guy. He's well-educated. He's a good person. He's the kind of person that I want on my team. And so, again, I'm going to support him.
So truly. I mean, as you say, there's things that his approach sometimes wouldn't be mine, but just seeing him be authentic through it all, and
yeah, that's Mac. That's the real Mac. You're
if
kidding.
In his live stream on Saturday night there at the fest, he had a very emotional moment or two, and it was a beautiful thing to see. And for him to let that out and just be that human was, definitely.
If you ask Mac, and I've done this.
Go ahead.
I've asked him multiple times, what is love? And he will come straight out and tell you, love is telling someone the truth. It's not sugarcoating it. It's not, Mac is a genuine person. He really is. People think he might be putting on some kind of facade or something like that. No, he is loving you when he's telling you his opinion. He is giving you his truth. And
because he risks pushback on telling you the truth, right? He's willing to have you dislike him to tell you the truth. That is honesty.
Yeah, that's love. That's telling somebody that something they need to hear, regardless of the repercussions, whether or not this person's going to hate you for the rest of their life. Hey, you told them the truth. You told, hey, this is not right about you, or this is, this way. He's not coming at you from spite or anything like that. He's telling you the truth. And that's Mac. I love Mac. I really do.
Yeah, and again, as we all say, irrespective of whether we agree with his approach or not, it takes nothing away from the respect I have for the man, and that he's going to stand up and be counted. And again, I'm all for that, and I'm going to support that in any way I can. So, again, we set up this fund so that you can support it too. And if you can't do it that way, then find another way if you can to support this entire premise, right, of freedom of speech, and that we will not consent to tyranny. That I've said before that tyrants don't cut out the tongues of those who are telling lies. They cut out the tongues of those who speak the truth, and it is dangerous to their control through deception and coercion. So when their power is threatened, that's when they take action. So we can certainly see the nature of the people who are running things, is they don't want to hear the truth.
Absolutely.
In a world of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Well,
the more a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. George Orwell.
Oh, yeah. Another great one.
So that's what I have. I got up in the middle of the night and saw you guys were live, so I made a cup of coffee.
Now you'll have to stay up longer. You drink coffee.
I really appreciate you hopping on.
You burn.
I really appreciate you being able to hop on with us and give us the update. More importantly, I appreciate what you're doing in the community to build the community. It's always been, part of our mission statement was to sort of grow the community and spread that idea of being family, where we're all here for each other, sort of regardless of our differences, that we have this underlying connection based on, Dad.
So, like America used to be.
Mm-hmm.
We used to all be Americans before we were black or white or, this or that. We were Americans first.
Yep.
We don't have that anymore here, but yeah, we're all flat earthers.
I don't even care, Zach, if somebody isn't. Right? If they're honest, and to me, people who are intellectually honest, when they look at it, they'll have to agree that there's at least a problem right, with the stories we've been told.
Well, yeah, we're all seeking truth. We're all looking.
There you go.
There's lies.
Absolutely, and that is to me kind of the biggest thing, that people have enough intellectual honesty and, again, the temerity to face to accept that they may have been mistaken, and so few seem to be able to do that. They have to protect and guard their own ego. They are so fragile that they cannot accept that they might have been wrong. It's offensive to them to be wrong, and so that's when people double down, right, on bullshit. It's like, man, I don't want any part of that, right? So when people do the opposite and they're willing to be humble and, accept that they have been mistaken and misled, those are the kind of people that I'm drawn to, and that I want to be around, that I'm going to continue to support. So again, I don't care if you're, a flat earther, a hollow earther, or what. I don't care if you're genuinely looking for truth, and you're willing to investigate and logically and intellectually and thoughtfully consider the things laid before you, and entertain ideas without having to accept them, and come to your own conclusions, and willing to put in the diligence and the study. I'm all for that. And I assume that we're going to come to different outcomes because we don't have all the answers. We have a dearth of data. We have this data anemia that keeps us and prevents us from finding the whole truth. And I've had to accept that I'll never come to all the conclusions that I want, but at least I can follow my compass where it leads. And to do anything otherwise is offensive to me. So,
truth anemic.
Here, man. I love that.
But you guys are awesome. Thanks for letting me hop in and interrupt.
Well, remind everybody when the next Poppycock report's coming on over there on Unintended Consequences.
I got Mark Bloom coming up tomorrow, and I don't know if you guys know Mark. He is a brilliant man, and he has written a number of thought pieces that are just eye-opening, really just eye-popping. And again, whether you agree with the conclusions or not. In fact, he's like me. He's like, I don't even know if I agree. It's just, these are ideas. I love that. I love people who are willing to speculate and hypothesize and put together good ideas. And so he's got a number of things to share, as well as his own journey. So he'll be joining me tomorrow morning on Unintended Consequences. It's 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern, as we get to know Mark Bloom better. In fact, one of his documents called Transposition really was one of the first times you guys heard from Red Fox. He got a hold of that and did a video on it, and we did it together. It was brilliant stuff. And I miss Red. If you're out there, buddy, come back and see us.
No doubt.
Anyway, you guys are doing terrific work, and I love that you guys just grind it out, man. It's not big, it's not flashy, but man, you guys got it solid, and I love that. You guys are here all the time, and you're the workhorses of this whole thing. So hats off to you, man.
Well, many thanks. We really appreciate that. It does sometimes feel it's a bit of a thankless job on occasion. But,
I understand.
We have Iron Scouts. We do have fans. That's why I so much appreciate the people that have been here with us for all these years, because they really are part of what keeps us going. I mean, I'd probably be here regardless, but the fact that they are there just...
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love
humbling.
that you guys are willing to take the deep dives, right? I mean, when I do Poppycock Report with Rose, right, we're in and out in an hour, right? It's like, here's the topical stuff, and in and out, nobody gets hurt.
And that's great. Hey, we need that. Mm-hmm. We talk about that all the time here, that we kind of go long, but it's good to have that seed sowing that gets people interested, and then they can take the deep dive over here with us. So
I think it's
I love
necessary. I
it. It
think
all
you
works
gotta,
together.
it's just like, I said I was going to leave, but now, I get started. It's hard to stop. But for me, it's sort of like the idea of slow food, right? You could have fast food, which is just garbage. It's a quick meal, and it makes a turd, I guess, but it doesn't feed your body. But you want that slow meal with people you love to really enjoy, and that's to me kind of what you guys are doing here. Is that long, slow, contemplative meal where you can really think things through and let it settle in and percolate with these ideas, and that's where you come to your conclusions. None of that other stuff is going to do. Again, it's fun, it's interesting, but we're like Rose and I. We're not out to convince anybody. We're already preaching to the choir, right? We get, again, building the community, getting the people in, and so we can just laugh at the media and the people that are mocking us, right? We just laugh back at them and go, "You guys are silly," and so we make we make a deal of that. But what you guys are doing, I think, is so important, and really inviting such a wide variety of views to come in and present their ideas. And again, we may not always agree with them. But we can consider them, and I think, again, that's a sign to me of intellect and open-mindedness, is that you can appreciate these ideas, consider them, and view them over the long haul, right? And really let these ideas sort of marinate. And God bless you guys for doing it. Again, I don't have the time to do it. Even what I do already is, my wife glances askew at me like, "What are you doing back there?" But you guys are awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, friend.
Very familiar with those sidelong glances from the wife.
Yep. But happy house, happy spouse, happy house, right? So, and I do love Mama, and so I absolutely love the time that I spend with her, and I make specific time for it, so that I don't ignore it, right? And I think that's important with everything in your life. If you're intentional about things, just as we are with this, right? We do this intentionally. It's not a side project, or it's not an afterthought. It's a central part of who we are, and I can tell that about each of you guys. This is one of the reasons I love listening to you guys and love coming here, is that this is central to who you are, right? It's not something you're putting up or putting on, just like you're saying about Mac, right? This is all really authentic and intentional, and this is what I love about this community, right? You guys are just fucking awesome. Man, when I saw Zach at Flattoberfest, I almost couldn't let go of him. We hugged so hard, I thought I was going to break his ribs. Poor guy.
That's great.
I'm a big man.
You're not that big.
Wow. Zach's got one of those hugs too.
You're the perfect size to give those good hugs.
Well, I am a bear. Mom calls me a bear, like a big polar bear. Nice. I just I'm not a bipolar bear, but so I actually did once early in our relationship. I hugged Mama so tight I did crack one of her ribs, and her doctor was like, "What the hell?"
Wow.
That actually happened. That was some serious loving. We were younger then. We were getting freaky. Anyway, enough about. I'm blushing. Can you tell?
Blush.
Oh dear. Too much information.
Blushing.
Oh, I could feel the blackmail letters coming already. All right. Hey, Nachikita, it's great to see you, man.
It really is.
All right, so guys, I'm going to run and go back and hang out with Mama until my day starts. But
hug her gently for us.
Yes, I will. And you guys keep plowing the field, and we'll come by and drop seeds, and somebody else will come and water, and somebody else will come and harvest, and sooner or later we will have a barn full of people who are knowing the truth.
Thank you, man. Come interrupt us anytime.
Anytime.
Sure.
Yep.
Your family, and you're welcome.
All right. Take care, guys. Love you so much.
You too, Baldini. Thanks so much. Unintended Consequences channel over there on YouTube. Make sure you check it out. Check out Rose 777's channel. They're always streaming something. They've got such great stuff. Again, they'll throw out space lettuce and take off. We'll sit and laugh at it.
I know, right? We may do it all at one big chunk, but they're always doing it. So I think it balances out in the end. It all comes out in the flat.
And again, a big shout out to Nachikita in chat. It's good to see he's out there trying to get ready to buy a chainsaw, which is always fun. Nothing makes you feel powerful like a few horsepowers of blades spinning around at high RPMs in your hand, just making sawdust fly.
Always make sure you got the right fuel.
Yep. Make sure you've mixed it correctly.
And get you a rasp file so you can tighten up the chain. To sharpen up the chain. Real quick, Dax Darren said, meow. In chat. Thank you for the super chat. And earlier, way back, I got to go find it. He dropped another one for Liz, her VAT, whatever that is. Apparently, it's a financial issue.
It's a tax. It's some special tax they put out on all sorts of things from the UK. Yeah.
So he took care of that for you, Liz. Thank you, Dax. And then our buddy Nuka-Cola in the house. Good morning, friend. He gave us a good morning from the intro song. And I won't sing it because, you know, it's early.
It's early.
But thank you guys so much. All right. Well, we're at a break. Lord. Thank you so much, Baldini, for hanging out, man. Truly not ever an interruption. And thank you for the work you're doing there in the community, helping Mac out, helping Sue out. We've dropped the links in the chat here. I'll make sure they're in the show description.
Awesome. Now, hopefully you guys will be hearing some music for this break. Apparently it wasn't going out over the last, but I've got it. We'll give it a shot.
Truth Frequency Radio is your
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Ironworks on Truth Frequency Radio, kicking off right now. We were joined last hour by the great Baldini, catching us up on all the goings-on over the weekend.
I know, we just didn't stop now after that hour. There's
Right?
nothing we can really do to follow that.
Might as well go out on top.
That's what I'm saying. Drop the mic and leave.
Well, I know the chat.
Thank you so much, Baldini. I have changed the show description a bit now. It should reflect the links to help out Sue and Mac. Again, through the, it's not actually GoFundMe. What is it actually called again? GoGetFunding.com. There we go.
Now, I know that people in
friend Alan has a donation already there. He donated $13 US, not Canadian, US, for Mac's cause. You can go see the donation there on the site. And Alan has challenged everyone to meet or beat his $13 donation. Lucky 13. I like it.
Very cool.
Thank you, the Alan Holman. Line producer extraordinaire.
Executive line producer extraordinaire.
That dude got a promotion. When did I missed it?
You must have missed it. It's been a hot minute.
I'm going to send you some champagne. All right. Man, truly though, amazing first hour. What did I do? I've closed the wrong thing. Damn it.
Well, I know the people in chat didn't get to hear the commercial break, but they were talking about 2 men at a polling booth with guns, you know. And if this is what I think it is.
I think you're right. I think it is exactly what you think it is.
This is one of the First Amendment auditors that I follow.
Uh-huh.
And he did not get run off by the police. The police left before him, like they always do. He was not there with a Make America Great Again, with a Down with Trump. He wasn't trying to get people to vote in any certain way. He wasn't even talking to people.
No, he wasn't campaigning. He wasn't electioneering. He wasn't trying to influence voters in any way whatsoever.
He was standing next to the front door recording. That's it. He does it all over the country. And they even, in the state of Colorado, where this took place, they've even put out a re-thing saying that they apologize for getting the story wrong, saying that the police ran them off and this and that and yada, yada, yada. Now, here, I'll put the link in the chat to the actual video of what happens. And you can go look and see what the mainstream media says happens and then what actually takes place.
So I'll be curious as to what that Fox News report was and to actually get down and dig down and see if that's actually Jason and Ben or if that's somebody else.
Cool. That's neat that y'all might know these dudes. That's awesome. Well, I was just catching up. Sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
It's just somebody that I've been following with these First Amendment audits.
I've been checking them out with you guys on our pre-shows and really getting into it. I'm afraid if I start down that rabbit hole, I'll never stop. I'll have to.
Oh, it's hard.
You'll be buying yourself stabilizers and microphones, and you'll be going out to your.
But you're really going to sit and watch this guy do this, and she'll lose her mind. I was playing catch up in chat, and as I could scroll back up, I saw that our good friend who just left us over there on the left coast in the middle of the night, Baldini himself, dropped a super chat saying, one of my favorites, iron sharpens iron.
That's right.
Stay sharp. Thank you, friend. That's awesome.
As iron sharpens iron, so one friend sharpens another.
There might be stickers or something floating around
somewhere
back on our Teespring, I think, that say that. Unless I don't have them up anymore. I don't know. They might not be there. They weren't great.
This weekend might be my
An
sticker.
early attempt.
Well,
So,
if we don't sign today, then I might do a little bit of stickering this weekend and see what we can come up with. I might just buy some bulk stickers and mail them out from here or from the new house to the patrons and Iron Scouts. I think that might be the easiest way to do it.
Nice.
Like I said, I'll just maybe start collecting things. We'll get little gift baskets going.
well, we'll see. Never mind.
So did any of you guys see the collection from the asteroid?
I have yet to watch it.
No, they got here finally with it.
I heard they collected too much and had to dump a little out.
But I mean, the rocket's back.
5 seconds. No, it's not back, but it's in orbit on its way back to Earth.
So we can see the load already?
Yeah, touchdown was successful. They grabbed too much. They had to drop a little. But the video they show is like 5 seconds long. I could have made this in the garage here. Sprinkle some rocks out, make a little lander arm thing, whatever. And all it is it from about maybe 5 feet up, going down and hitting the ground. And that's all it is. They don't show it approaching the asteroid. They don't show it leaving the asteroid. They show a nice CGI image from the side showing it lower down. It looks real pretty, but it's absolutely 100%. Who's there recording from, 100 yards away or whatever?
Well, don't I remember that we saw footage when they first got there that looked really grainy and like bad, like really pixelated. Kind of reminded me of the vision they used in the first Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck, whatever. That vision thing bouncing off of stuff. It looked really grainy and black and white. It was like a 2-second pan, and
that's what this is.
There you go. I haven't seen it yet. But
5 seconds. Yeah, it just shows this arm getting closer and closer to these rocks, and then all of a sudden it hits it, and rocks fly up, and then that's it. That's all the footage that they have. And then it takes, they show it a couple times, takes up 10 seconds. Then they show 50 seconds of NASA employees jumping up and down and hugging each other and playing emotional music. And this is from Goddard Space Center, NASA Goddard. This is the garbage they put out. Flat earthers go out and show their test. They show the setup. They show this. They show that. NASA gives you a little CGI picture, 5 seconds of nonsense that could have been done anywhere. And then people jumping around cheering. I don't know how they get away with it anymore. I really don't. With all the people pointing out all this nonsense, you pretty much just have to not care. Or you're scared, maybe. The people in charge are lying. Oh my God, that's terrifying to think of. No way. Stick my head in the sand. But yeah, I can't believe they're getting away with this stuff, and people are buying it. They see that video and they're like, well, look, there's proof. Didn't you see it going down from the side? It's like, you can't tell that that's not real? I don't know. Maybe I'm insane.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt of that, sir, but it has nothing to do with the level of perception that you have currently exhibited.
It's just frustrating.
It is indeed.
I have family members. I just love all that stuff. And I get it. I used to too. And then someone told me Santa Claus wasn't real, so I quit believing in him.
Ooh, that's the worst you could do. But he knows, Zach. He knows. when you're
Yeah, show me
sleeping.
proof.
He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
That's the thing. He doesn't. They don't know when you're asleep because you can fake it. I did it. I caught mom and dad playing the Easter Bunny, and that's when I called horseshit on everything.
Wait. What is this bullshit?
Yeah. That ain't no fucking rabbit. That's mom and dad hiding all the eggs, filling up our baskets. This is horseshit. I think I was like 4. Yep. Then I started telling only one of my cousins, my real close cousin. I told him at 5 that there was no Santa Claus. And then they had to talk with me. Okay, you can't tell anybody else now. And I knew, it's like we're trained to lie and deceive. Even the people we love.
Yeah, but just little
I know it's not our parents doing it purposefully, but, it's still telling your child to lie to the other children.
Mm-hmm.
And for what? So they can believe in something imaginary?
To perpetuate their ignorance of the actual truth. Yep, to be able to manipulate their behavior and manipulate their actions in a way that benefits us as long as they don't find out the truth. Because the minute they find out the truth, we lose that control over their behavior. So we perpetuate that lie for as long as possible. If only to help out the parents. We don't want to spoil it for the parents, right? Because again, they get to use that. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. If you're not good, you go on the naughty list and you get coal in your stocking. You don't get fuck all for Christmas. So you better shape up or ship out. Oh yeah, and here's an elf on the shelf too, because here's some physical proof. Here's your evidence of a Santa Claus, because we'll move it while you're sleeping in the middle of the night. Oh, look at the elf on the shelf. That creepy little fucker.
Yeah, burn those things with fire is my personal opinion. Sorry.
Yeah, my mom and my little
MK Ultra. Freaking think about that. If you're a child and this little thing, this little fucking evil green demon dressed in a little peppermint suit or whatever the fuck he wears, is running around your house at night, leaving footprints on your bed sheets, and what twisted? Oh, people. Anyway, sorry.
Well, again, parents really need to have that control. I think it's a great mirror to what the government's doing, to what our society is today. Where once upon a time it was cookies and milk that you would leave out for Santa Claus, and you wake up and there's a bite out of the cookie and the milk's half gone. Got to set the drama, oh look, there's the evidence that he was here and left, because there's presidents now that weren't here before, and his milk and cookie have been taken a bite of and been eaten. So there must be something there. But as that power and that control begins to lose and weaken, they have to come up with new, more in your face, more threatening ways to make sure that they can exert that power, because you've become so conditioned to the power and control that they've exerted for decades. They've got to up their game. They can't go the other direction, and they can't go unilaterally. They've got to only increase the fear and the lie. So enter Elf on a Shelf, where you're leaving tracks and moving it around and making it creepy. I mean, yeah, it's a complete MK Ultra mindfuck for kids. I can't imagine growing up with an Elf on the Shelf. I probably would have burned that bitch with fire. I would have gone through boxes. I would have searched the house high fucking low come June or July looking for that motherfucker, because he's going to burn. Yeah, I would have not put up with that bullshit.
I would do some of those things I used to do to G.I. Joe and my sister's Barbies with M80s.
My mom and my little brother have a little joke about one of those things. They because they always said it was so creepy, and my mom never did it. And my brother brought one home from school, and he was like a freshman, junior. This wasn't when he was like young. He was, older. And they like hide it in each other's stuff. They do this all year long. It's not like a Christmas thing. My mom will open her purse and it'll be sitting there, like after they have lunch or something. And then she tries to get it into his possession without him knowing about it, and back and forth. Kind of like a haha, I got you. But yeah, I don't know. My mom has always been into Christmas, but she never really got into any of the new stuff, the new trends and fads and all that kind of stuff. It's more or less decorate the tree, you know, hang out on the day. Just, I don't know. My mom's old school, I guess. But yeah, that's their little thing. That elf on the shelf travels back and forth between them. She was just telling me about it the other day, how he got her.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, Christmas, total horseshit, all that kind of stuff. All lies that we're taught to perpetuate, even as the generations go on.
Shout out to Rock and Rio, just popped into chat. Sorry, Zach, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's not even a second thought. It's like it's programming. You don't even think of it as lying to your child.
It's just a society. It's tradition. Think of all the wonderful, exciting Christmas mornings I woke up to with Santa Claus having come and given me things. It's tradition. But it's a fucking lie.
Yep. And they shall all be revealed. Greatest apocalypse ever.
Greatest apocalypse ever. So tonight we're going to have Billy Zaguris on.
Yeah. That's going to be good.
Such is the plan. Author of The Elusive Curve. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and next week we have a guest also lined up.
Ooh, yes. Tell us about next week's guest.
All right. He's I think Izzo22 is his handle on YouTube. If I got the numbers wrong, I apologize. IZZO. Yeah, he was watching me do one of my seed book things. And decided that, hey, I'm going to do this. He went and bought the book, went and bought some seeds, built a greenhouse for under $200. And he was looking, he's awake and bright-eyed and looking into different things. And he saw Ken Wheeler growing plants with magnets underneath them, the South Pole facing up towards the plant. And it generates more growth, more activity. Well, he decided, I'm going to put a bunch of magnets. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive this is how he did it, but he has magnets running along a tube, all facing south in, and then he runs his water through the tube before he gives it to the plants. And he said the plants that he did this with grew like 3 times in size compared to the ones he didn't. And this is his first year gardening. Just decided to try it after hearing me on video. He just went out and did it. And that's all you got to do. And he tried something new.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if this is, if we can duplicate this and get this is huge. This is enormous.
This is how you put what once was Monsanto, who is now Bayer, out of business with that Roundup, GM modified corn, soybeans, other kinds of garbage. This is how you get third world countries to be able to feed themselves. This is how you be able to get to sustain you and your family without having to waste hard-earned money in the grocery store. This is how you help break free from the cabal.
Mm-hmm. Take control of your food. And this could work on everything, fuel, all kinds of stuff. Plants have all of it. Henry Ford ran his first car on hemp oil and hemp fuel. Like we make fuel out of corn now, he was making fuel out of hemp back then. So it's all there in the plants. And if we can get them to grow, much more abundantly, much more quickly, just by running the water through a certain magnetic field, that's a huge game changer. Magnets aren't that expensive. And they last for hundreds of years. We think. yeah, it's the no-brainer. This is the kind of stuff that, they don't want people to know about. And this is like flat Earth. Once you see it, it's so easy. They can't hide it from you anymore. And what are they going to do? Hide magnets from you? I don't see them attempting that.
That'd be hard pressed to be able to outlaw magnets.
Yeah, good luck with that. They're used everywhere in all kinds of things.
And can be made at home with simple items.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, these are the kind of ideas and applications. Just these little tiny things that can change the whole paradigm. So yeah, if this is, if that was the actual cause, and this is gonna, this could be huge. This could be. So yeah, I can't wait to get this guy on. Dominic. Really cool guy. I met him at Flattoberfest. I didn't get to hang out with, like we said, anybody for as long as I wanted to. Every time I get out there and start chatting, the table would fill up again, and I'd have to go do the spiel. But yeah, I think it sounds legit to me. I can't wait to try it out myself. With all the other applications I've seen magnets do on plants this way, I've heard it from multiple places, not just Ken Wheeler. Yeah, this could be really big.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So he will be on our Wednesday pre-show. He said he definitely wants to come hang out. He'll have that night off, and he also has Friday night off.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love this kind of stuff. When the guests come to us, we don't have to go out looking for something new. They do something amazing and be like, hey, I want to come share this. It's like, thank you. So yeah, big shout out to Izzo22.
Daz in chat asks, do you really want to isolate your children from society before they get a chance to find out that it's BS on their own? Yeah, the answer is absolutely, positively, without a doubt, yes, as evidenced through my son, with whom, by telling him there was no Santa Claus, that I must have isolated him from the other children before he found it was BS on his own. Mainly because I'd rather hear it from me. Because he's going to see it everywhere. He's going to have children. There was actually maybe even a couple years he actually did think it was real. I think I didn't quite get him bing bang, but I struggled for those 2 years. But I absolutely did not want him to hear it from somebody else. To think that I had lied to him all those years, knowingly lied to him all those years. It'd be one thing if I could convince him that, well, I thought Santa Claus was real too, man. I just going on the best information. Nope, I lied to you all of those years knowingly. Yeah. And then, yeah, you had to find out from somebody else because, fuck it, I just wanted to lie to you for as long as I possibly could. Just to make you think in something that is absolutely not real. Yeah, I definitely felt something inside telling me that it was worth telling my son that there was no Santa Claus. And maybe it was that cognitive dissonance that I can remember to this day when I found out there was no Santa Claus, and the realization and having to process all these lies that I could remember my parents telling me, the drama, the staging, all of the effort that went through to perpetuate these lies, this Santa Claus lie. And yeah, I absolutely had to tell my son that there was no Santa Claus and isolate him from all the other children that way, because I knew he would find out that it's all bullshit in the end. And I didn't want him to be able to look, why didn't you tell me? Why did you lie to me for so long? What would be the point other than it's just a control mechanism? And what I'm trying to do is show my son those control mechanisms. Some I can help him avoid, others I cannot. The ones I can help him avoid, I will tell him, look, it's not real. don't do it. I've done it with also, my son has heard me rant about the legalistic ins and outs of what I've studied in the law. And I mean, he listens. He's a really smart cat. He knows what's going on, and he sees what society is, and he knows he's just got to do his best to navigate. And before he can accept it as an absolute truth on his own, he will have to study it and come to it, and then find out exactly what it was that I was saying. Right? He can hear me say it, but again, he'll have to go out there and learn it and study it. And the experience being in society will help ingrain it in him once it comes to be able to accept that truth. But it's just like anything else. He doesn't necessarily believe everything I say. That's cool. He doesn't have to. If he wants to believe in Santa Claus, I'd let him. But I do believe that's break music. We'll be back with the fourth and final segment of the Ironworks just after this. Something about that just gets me going. Probably going to get a copyright for that one, but that's all right. Welcome back to the Ironworks, holding down the bottom of the list over there on the YouTube Flat Earth Live channel. Welcome, none your business. Glad to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to scroll all the way to the bottom of the list to find us going out live this morning. Sounds about right. That's about where we tend to be tucked away. That's all right. You'd be surprised how it sort of weeds out the riffraff. That's why I love each and every one of these people that I see here in chat. To include you, none your business, welcome. My name is Josh. I am joined by my two very good friends, Walter and Zach. And we just love to come hang out on Tuesdays and Friday mornings. There still is rumors, rumblings, and talks of that third show, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday show. Yeah, there's still things happening in the background.
I have confirmation that the sky is getting lighter and the sun appears to be on its way. So, rest easy.
There's something interacting with those noble gases up there, making them excite and grow brighter.
I'll make a assumption that it is the sun again. Looks cloudy today. Here in the Carolina region.
So here's something kind of cool. Something the Baldini would really appreciate, just because it's obviously, for me, at the very least, sort of work of Dad. The first two places that we put a contract on were 5 acres. The first one just was obviously would have been like a dream come true, just because it was underpriced and we were way outbid. The second one needed some work, but it was still on 5 acres and secluded and would have been beautiful. But again, no go, outbid. So we're getting depressed. I would definitely wanted more than 1 acre, but up pops the property that we're about ready to move into. We wanted something that we could increase the value on once we purchased it. That way, when we go to sell it, we could actually make money. We wanted to have at least a semblance of privacy and isolation. We didn't want it very big. We wanted it small enough that we can, stay self-contained and not have to worry about trying to spend half our life cleaning house. So we put a bid in on this house, just a few $1,000s over what they were asking. And again, it was still on the low end of where we wanted to spend. So we didn't spend nearly as much as we had planned to, especially for the first two properties. We were willing to max ourselves out there just because we wanted them. And here, we were considerably far under budget. But then we're waiting, right? I can't get my W-2s. There's all this other kind of crazy stuff going on. Finally, it looks like we might be able to do it. And then I'm at work. Hey, Josh, guess what? Your boss caught the COVIDs, and you were within 6 feet of him at one point, sometime, maybe. I don't know. Go ahead, go home. Come back in 2 weeks. Here's your paid vacation. Sweet. Awesome. Well, that paid vacation just happened to coincide with, oh, by the way, it looks like you're going to be closing. So if we don't close today at some point, then we'll be closing on Monday at some point, which is basically right in the middle of my 2-week vacation. And if that wasn't father enough saying, hey, here you go. Here's this, the best of both, everything that your wife wanted, as much as we could get you for what you wanted, and it's under budget, and you'll be able to fix it up to sell it at a profit. Here it is. Thank you so much for what you've been doing. Here's some time off to be able to get to move. Oh, by the way, how about the warmest 2 fucking weeks that you could possibly imagine in November? It's been 70 degrees, 75 degrees here this past week, and it's looking, the outlook is in for all of next week is beautiful too. It's not going to get nasty here until I go back to work and we're already moved in. it's really just kind of weird, the synchronicities and just the way things just literally fell into place and continue to fall into place to just get me from here to there. It's really insane. So,
you've had so much positivity and love and energy headed your way from me, from the people on this team, from the people that listen to this show, from people that watch us on YouTube. Dude, there's no way it wasn't going to happen. We kept telling you that. Be grateful because it's coming. So, yeah, you've earned it.
And Dixie and I, we prayed, and we just tried to allow him to give us what he thought would be best. And it really seems like we made the right decision just based on the things that have happened since. So, again, I'm excited. I think it's going to be really good.
Well, you've truly been like Baldini said, dude, getting the work done is not even what it's been over the years with you, my friend. You have been a powerhouse, an inspiration, truly a friend to the end, and I love you. So
that's just because I stumbled into it. Hey, you want to be part of a podcast about flat Earth? Fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm down. I just got to grab my microphone. That way I can be part of your guys' podcast. Sweet. Oh, nope. I was the first one with an actual studio set up microphone ready to do the podcast. I wasn't joining the podcast, but I was like starting the podcast. We were like there creating the podcast as it happened. I didn't realize that they were still in the creation phases. It was absolutely awesome. Like, well, shit, let's do it. Let's get this son of a bitch rolling. We'll do it. And that's 5 years ago. Jesus.
Yeah. For truly, truly amazing journey. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. Thank you all on the team. Adam, John, Rob, Cammie, James. You're still out there, friend. Thank you all in chat. Thank you all that have come as guests. It's really been one of those days that's really gotten my heart really open. And hearing you say that's really got me like truly touched. So thank you for sharing that. The Alan Holman challenge us there in chat earlier to help out Mac, which I have now done and beat you, Alan. But yeah, guys, get over there, help out Mac. It's important to pay forward. You know, you guys do it here when you give us the super chats and you give us the love and you give us the attention, prana, the inspiration that you guys, because I mean, it's shocking every day I turn on YouTube and find something else I didn't realize about somebody in this community, and it makes me realize even more how human and how loving and how amazing you all are. So just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
Yeah, the super chats have been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys again. Just for that reason, I'm going to have to divide it up, whether I do 50-50 or 60-40, something like that. But I definitely want to contribute to help Sue out too. But because of all the super chats and all the love you guys have given and the support there and Patreon and everything else, I'm going to make sure we definitely get an Iron Realm Media donation going for both Mac and Sue. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And again, like the great Baldini said, it's all about building community and being able to stick together. Even if we don't agree 100%, because like Baldini, I don't really agree 100% with much of anybody. That's just me. Maybe I'm just contrary. I'm willing to accept that. But it's really about being able to help and support those that are closest to us and really your peers. And there are so few people in this society that I could actually consider to be a peer, that for those that are, I think we should really help out and support them. So thank you, Baldini. Thank you to everybody that's helped out Mac and Sue, and has helped out us, because I will be sure to be paying it forward today. So thank you all.
Yeah, beautiful. Love you guys.
Love you, Zach. And you, Walter.
Love you, Zach. You too, friend.
And thank you for asking me to be a part of this crazy little ride we're going on here.
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to remember a time before Iron Realm.
I know. I was thinking that the other day when Michelle was like, "Oh, so I guess you're here." It was Wednesday, yeah. So I guess you're going flat now. That's her thing. I guess you're going flat now. I'm like, yeah, it's time to go flat. And I thought, man, this just is like part of my life. It's just, I can't even think of when this wasn't what I was doing on a Wednesday. You know, it's just awesome. It's awesome.
That is a really strange dichotomy. Dixie and I were just talking yesterday. She's like, we've been together going on 9 years. That's almost a decade. And really, it seems like nothing. It seems like we've been together 3 years. Just really, our time together has flown by. We both feel it. But then to think back that what we're doing here has only been 5, just over half of that 9 years that we've been together. It feels like there's, again, truly, like there's a hard time remembering a time before it. But for that 9 years to go by like this, and for the 5 years here to feel like it's just been happening my entire life, that there really wasn't a time before it. It's just part of who like was said before, just part of who we are. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the best definitions of the nonsense of relativity that you could put. You know, certain things, they go like that, while other things, the time is really that, but it seems like forever. Grab a hot pan, that 1 second's going to feel like a year. You're on a date with the woman you love, that night's going to fly by, the whole night. It's all relative.
It is all relative. Walter, are you on YouTube, I hope?
Me?
Yeah.
I will be. I was actually.
No, never mind. I'm good. You go right ahead. You had some stories in our Space Letters pile, didn't you? You had some stuff going on there in Louisiana? Maybe something even there, even closer?
Let me get back to the pile of letters, sir. Sorry, I was, like I said, trying to share and pass on the links for the Mac thing on Twitter and stuff. Should have been doing that later. My apologies. Yeah, Louisiana. So actually that thing I shared is something that has occurred in the past. The reason I shared that is because of the story above that I'm having trouble finding. Oh, man. It's one of those mornings. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Well, it's gone. It's again one of the stories I shared from my phone that did not make it through over here to. Nope, it's not here. So hot sauce. There's a hot sauce thing going on, and shoot, now it's broken. I have done too much. That's what I was afraid of with me trying to share this and do the PayPal. I mean the GoFundMe here, or go get funded there, and I've got everything locked up, so I can't scroll at the moment. Give me a second. You talk while I struggle with my computer thingy.
Good.
Damn it.
You look so beautiful and peaceful. You almost look dead. And I'm glad, because there's something I want to say that's always been very difficult for me to say. I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. I've never been relaxed enough around anyone to be able to say that. You give me confidence in myself. I know we've only known each other for 4 weeks and 3 days, but to me, it seems like 9 weeks and 5 days. The first day seemed like a week, and the second day seemed like 5 days, and the third day seemed like a week again, and the fourth day seemed like 8 days, but the fifth day,
did you find what you're looking for yet, Walt?
And that seemed just like a day. But then you came back, and then later, on the 6th day in the evening when we saw each other, that started seeming like 2 days. So in the evening it seemed like 2 days spilling over into the next day, and that started seeming like 4 days. So at the end of the 6th day, on into the 7th day, it seemed like a total of 5 days. And the 6th day seemed like a week and a half. I have it
And that's
written down, but
folks.
I can.
I didn't want to interrupt Zach, and then I realized that wasn't Zach, and so I've given up. Let's just move on. There's nothing to do but end this with madness. This point was completely derailed.
It's Navin Johnson.
Do what?
But it's Navin.
It is Navin Johnson, without a doubt. That is so.
First time you played that, I thought it was me too. I was like, when did I didn't
say these things, right?
And then you were talking about time, and I thought Walt was going to go pull it up. I'm like, surely he's going to go grab Navin's thing on time and the relativity of time.
But yeah, I've completely lost the story and I can't find it. Apparently there was something going on with hot sauces and challenging perception of flavor versus heat and blah, blah, blah. And that's been my thing always here in the state, where everybody tends to think that cayenne pepper is like a seasoning that you use just willy-nilly and everything is on fire without like really not having a basic flavor to it sometimes. There are a few that are just awesome around here, and there's a local gentleman here, literally.
Cayenne isn't too hot now. Come on.
Which
I
one?
like Cayenne.
Yeah,
that's as hot as I go. Give me 4 cayenne peppers and a couple pounds of taco meat. You just break out in that sweat a little bit, but it's not like hot.
The good sweat. Yeah,
it's like a spicy. That's not too bad. Then you get into like even the Trinidad Scorpion. If you just use a little bit of one, it's not too bad. But then you get into those ones like the Carolina Reapers and stuff. Why would you eat something like that?
Yeah,
It doesn't taste good. It just burns. Those things will blister you. Literally, you take a dry one and rub it between your hands, you're going to have blisters on your hands. It's crazy. No, I grew them to make pepper spray. That was my purpose of growing them. And then people started wanting them. I was like, yeah, I'll give you one. You're going to be dumb enough to try and eat it.
Well, there's a gentleman here in Franklin who actually makes his own homemade. It's Gene's homemade pepper sauce, and I've been having access to it since I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I always thought it was way better than Tabasco or the Red Dot or any of the other ones here in Louisiana that are made semi-locally. And he had a link I tried to find. Apparently now the link has got problems, but it's on Facebook if you look for it. I'll try to find it there on Facebook and drop it for you guys so you can get your own and find out what some tasty hot sauce is.
The International Space Station marks 20 years in orbit on Monday.
When the first crew, including American Bill Shepard and Russian Sergei Krikalev and Yuri Gidzenko, first moved in on November 2nd of 2000, the space station consisted of only 3 small rooms and 1 toilet. The complex is now almost a football field long, with a lookout tower and 3 toilets. Over the past 20 years, 241 visitors from 19 countries have floated through the space station hatches, including astronauts, construction workers, and several tourists who paid their own way. The current crew, like the first, includes an American and 2 Russians, marking the 2-decade milestone by sharing a special dinner and enjoying the amazing views of Earth. Kathleen Maloney, Fox News.
Well, that's something. And that was old, apparently, too.
Washington State.
Shut up. Sorry, I interrupted you with that, Zach. What were you saying?
Oh, for those of you who do like hot sauce, there is a Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app hot sauce.
Jesus Christ.
Made by the man himself who never sleeps, Mr. David Weiss, DITRH. Yeah, he actually has his own hot sauce brand.
He may want to rethink that name, though. No wonder he doesn't sleep. He's got to spend so much time of his life speaking the name of his hot sauce.
Well, no, I think he just has I think it's just Flat Earth hot sauce.
I know, I'm just giving you trouble.
But he's got a sticker on it for his app. And it says your answer to Google censorship and has one of those little RFID readers things on it. So if you see the hot sauce sitting somewhere, you can go and click on that and it'll probably bring up his app. But yeah, he has different flavors. The one I'm looking at right now is a mango hot sauce. I tried it. It's got a good flavor to it. It's not just that, burn your mouth, not taste anything again. Yeah, they say in the Southwest, hot sauce got so used because of miners. They lose their taste buds and everything. Breathing in that dirt all day, all that kind of stuff. It just
works it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
before we get out of here, I'm struggling finding the order place. I'm guessing Gene has not got that going anymore. Probably, I guess, due to the whole, COVID and shipping and all the craziness that began. But it looks like, from what I'm seeing, tomorrow, Saturday, November 7th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Delcom Seafood and Farmers Market. If you're here from Louisiana, you know where Delcom is. Gene will be set up. His family, for sure. I see his son there. He may not be there. Gene is getting on up there in years. But it's at 605 South Railroad Street, Highway 3301 there in Delcom. So go over there and get you your own Gene's homemade pepper sauce if you're in the area. Now, hopefully he'll send me like 8 jars.
Gene, if you're out there listening.
Keith Smurf 420 says that we, Josh, Zach, and Walter are Amazon, which of course is some stupid ass autocorrect who meant to say amazing. So thank you so much, Keith. We really appreciate that.
Thanks for sure. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you all for sure. It's been an amazing morning. Links for the various ways to help Mac and Sue there in our description. Thank you so much, Baldini. As I said, Alan Holman challenging all to get over there, meet, beat, do what you can, send love and energy if you can't actually put money to the fire right now. Definitely. Everything is appreciated. It's been amazing. Thank you all there in chat for sure. I think we're going to have a great show this afternoon.
I think
Remind everybody about it all again, please, sir.
Billy Zagouris, author of The Elusive Curve, will be joining us over on Have No Sphere, kicking off at 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's 5 p.m. Central for Walter and I. 6 p.m. for Zach and Cammie.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
It's been a long time coming. He's been requested several times in our chat. We've actually attempted to get him on a couple times, and life and everything else happens. But I'm pretty sure we've got a strong chance of getting him on this evening. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we'll have Dominic on next Friday on Have No Sphere, who is a follower of Zach's, who saw Zach doing some videos about seeds and gardening and decided to try some things out with some south-facing magnets and got some plants to grow amazingly large compared to those that did not have the magnetized water. So that's going to be a great conversation as well. Be sure you like and subscribe over there on Iron Realm Media. Hit that little bell notification. If you think you are, you may want to just go double check, because even Walt has to resubscribe every couple weeks to Iron Realm Media.
Every weeks, literally, people. I'll switch around because I go back and forth between my account and the Iron Realm account to do changes. And when I do, I'll notice that I'm unsubscribed, or Iron Realm has been unsubscribed to my Flat Earth Head channel or whatever. And again, it used to be a simple way to do it, is to go to a person who you like their channel and go check out their subscription list. And you'll go through and see that people that you thought you were subscribed to for so long now are no longer. You'll have to see it says subscribe. So just click through those and you'll find them. Now, I'm sure at some point they're going to help us with algorithms or with some kind of new format that will remove that ability here on the lovely tubes. Everybody in chat doing the lovely super chats as I'm playing catch up now. Darren and Liz and way back. We've got unicorns. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Thank you guys so much. We've got meow, meow, meow. Thank you again, Daz. Oh my goodness, you guys are great. And again, Daz reminding us that line producer the Alan Holman has challenged you all one more time. Thank you. Thank you, Daz. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Zach. Amazing.
It's been an absolute blast, as it is every morning. Here Tuesdays and Fridays on Truth Frequency Radio, rebroadcast from the Iron Realm Media Midwest studios out to Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and DLive, while also streaming here to our channel on YouTube. So thanks to all of our patrons over on Patreon for making that happen. We're trying to reinvest your funds back into us. We've even got some new things that we've invested in that I think could be really cool and make access to this show and our past shows even easier and user-friendly. So I think that's going to be exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome morning. Be good, be well. We will see you next week if we don't see you tonight. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love y'all.
Hi, my name is Ella.